Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna get really honest today and kind of go over where I've kind of been setting myself back by not actually by getting comfortable, by really getting comfortable. So I'm gonna take you back to August last year. August? It was no May last year. I graduated from university, and it was the middle of the pandemic. We were, at home, locked down. I submitted my dissertation. I felt like my degree was kind of, I don't know, shitty. I felt shit about myself. And then I graduated, and then I didn't know where to go from there. I was kind of very left rudderless, and without my university degree, man, I just took a lot of drugs, and I did a lot of fucked up things, and I didn't really study that hard. I don't know how I got out of the 2-1. I kind of pulled that 2-1 out of my ass. I won't lie. Like I really kind of fucked around with my university degree. I got a degree out of it, but I could have got it first if I really applied myself. I know that. But yeah, I finished my degree, and I just don't know where to go with my life. I know I want to go into. I studied international development, so I know I want to go into something that works in the NGO sector, in development, in like those fields. And so I get an internship with this company, True Footprint, and they're really interesting actually. They work on like validating that steps are being taken in certain areas. For example, if a farm is using less water, for example, they supply people with like measuring tools on smartphones that allow people to record the data, or to make sure that if a thing's going to be constructed, they give out technology to people that, or it's like a smartphone app that people can use to update if the thing is being constructed, if it on as it's meant to be, or if people might be doing things like using a different kind of concrete to like lower costs. So it's like a very good like sort of chain of communication to like remote outreach regions in developing countries, and like centers of operations like in developing countries. Really interesting internship, really interesting company. I love the vision and the message. I met some really interesting people, some really cool people as well. But after that, after that really cool internship, I couldn't really find a space or a foot in or a shoe in or how to get into this industry of development. And I guess I had some kind of nascent ideas of like project management, I guess, or something like that in my mind, but I couldn't really put them into action. I just found myself running into just rejections or deadlines, or I don't know. I think I wanted. I had an idea of a job. I could picture it clearly, where I'm overseas in a developing country, and I'm working on implementing a project. So obviously that necessitates me getting like a project manager's certification, all that sort of stuff. But I didn't have any of that. I didn't get a project manager certification. I kind of sat around on my degree expecting it to work for me, expecting just because I had this degree that it would somehow net me a job. And that wasn't actually the case at all. And now, here I am now in this situation, in this current day, I'm now looking at working as a recruitment consultant. This is coming from someone who, for most of their lives, identifies as kind of this quiet, timid introvert. I'm going into a job which requires sales. It's very weird, actually, the way my career pathway has journeyed, because I've actually always gone into roles where I am dealing with people. I've always gone to customer service. I have gone into sales roles. My current role I'm in now is kind of essentially sales based. I'm looking for like a more profitable one, a more profitable job. I find myself drifting more and more into sales, and I realize because it's because I want to make money and I want to earn, and I know sales is going to be the thing that's going to push me to challenge me. It's going to be the thing that's going to push me out of my comfort zone. It's going to be the thing that I'm going to succeed in, because I know it's going to challenge me. And I've been scared of the challenge. I've made so many excuses of like, oh, I want to prioritize my mental health first, or oh, I want to, get my dream body or whatever, or oh, I want my YouTube channel to go up. Like, I mean, I've been trying to live like Hamza without actually making the income Hamza does, essentially, I've been living at home, courtesy of my parents, I've been able to like implement stuff from self-improvement, getting up at 5 a.m. I've got like a habit tracker, got all these good things, but I've just let my career stagnate. I've essentially taken a year off work and not actually worked, essentially. It's not, well, I wouldn't say that. I have been in a job, but it's not project based, it's commissions based, and that's the only way you can make money through it, like if you close deal. And I haven't been closing deals because, well, I wouldn't put it all up on myself. There's other things in the company that make it somewhat odd, but point in case, I've just let my career stagnate while I've been Well, I could sit around and blame it on blame it on myself and take all this onus and responsibility. Not to shirk the onus, but also it's more the fact that I probably needed this time. Actually, looking back at this gap now, I probably actually needed this time in like just between university and like now actually entering work. I needed this time to like reorient myself because I've changed massively. I didn't know anything about self improvement before. I didn't know anything about journaling. I didn't know anything about. I knew about meditation. That was about it. I knew about meditation, exercising, but I wasn't doing weight training. I wasn't doing yoga. Like. There's so many things about to my life now that are just so much better for me. It's so much more, you know, beautiful. That make my life so much more colourful and rich and interesting than I do now because of self improvement, because of Hamza, because of this channel. Starting the channel, for example. But I need to work, and that's something I've been shirking that for a long time because I wanted this imaginary idea of this. I would go out of university and I get this straight job, and I've done all the hard work, and I wouldn't have to work hard anymore. I thought I'd done it in a sense because my story was wrong. Had my whole story of like okay, I finally got into university, you know. I finally got to university, but I wasted my time at university, really. I was I just stayed in my room, drinking, playing video games, or, being an absolute degenerate. I didn't actually have much fun at university. There were some very cool people there, some very cool guys who were like, really high value men who were on their purpose, who were really cool, but I lost them because, I was a fucking Jeffrey, I would always be the one to black out the drinking, But it's good though. I'm glad I went through that. But yeah, I've been putting off my career and putting off working and putting off all these really important things because I thought I was too good for it. In a sense, I've become work shy, which is, is a kind of an old term, but it kind of is true. I didn't want to work because I didn't have to. I wasn't pushed out. I didn't want to leave my comfort zone of, being at home, having my routine, having my habits, doing all these things. I didn't want to disrupt it by implementing work in it, Which is weird. It's a weird thing to say, but I didn't really want to earn money. But now I do. Now things have changed because I relapsed like 3 times in this past period. Like, there's August, there was February, and there's now. Like, I've had 3 massive relapses where I've just gone out and smoked, weed and just done all sorts of shit, Because I don't have because I don't have responsibilities as well. Really speaking, I don't have kids, I don't have marriages, I don't have any of that, I don't have responsibilities. And I don't have to pay for anything. And that place of comfort has kind of left me in a dangerous position. I'm not much of a businessman. I mean, I guess I could think of the YouTube as a business in itself. And I've started to think of it now, but yeah, Hamza uses time at home very well for getting his business running off the ground. I want to get my YouTube running off the ground as well, but I am going to have to work, I think, because I just to set up my arrears, set up my finances, And I want to get into sales because sales is where you make money. And I want to get into sales because I know that's where the most challenge is going to be and the most growth is going to be as well. And I've always been trying to not work because I've worked some shitty jobs, and I'm scared about. I don't know. I'm just scared about going back there. I'm scared to go back to that mind state of, I worked as a bar staff when I was working at university, and that was a shit experience because all I was doing was just smoking, going to work high, and then coming back and smoking. And that was it. I wasn't even going to university. I was just fucking around. I was just simply wasting time. I don't know how I got through my second year, really, because all I did was, work, get high, and work and get high, and that was it. It's a terrible experience. Fucking hated it. Very much like Hamza, where you're just addicted to weed, and the first thing you do is just get up and smoke because there's nothing else to do because you're just so addicted to pleasure. And that's how it was my other relapse as well, really. Basically, I've been ignoring this issue, and this thing has been festering for so long. I've not been able to deal with it because I've just been a coward. And I've been weak by it. I have not faced this issue. I've just decided to sit back and just, try and ignore it and try and pretend and act and look busy, but really, I'm stunting myself. So, I'm just glad to be back, man. Glad back in the sea. Glad to be actually getting after it again. Anyways, thank you guys. Take care. Remember, choose purpose over pleasure. Mwah.